countries like Japan, Taiwan, they'll all be looking, right? If America is not a security provider to West Asia, how are they going to be? How is it going to be a security provider to us?
You are absolutely right to raise this issue. And if I was sitting in Tokyo or Seoul, I would be concerned. You see, what you are seeing, the whole order that is, it's a West-led world order, had certain attributes and certain givens that were taken for granted. And you can say the Europeans never developed a defense budget because the Americans were looking after that. The Japanese had self-defense forces. Korea, of course, built up its forces, but they were directed at North Korea, no one else. Taiwan was sitting complacently pretending to be independent. It's not an independent country. It's very obviously a province of China, and the international community, including the Americans, accept that. Now, in this scenario, obviously, there is grave uncertainty. Therefore, what is happening is many countries are now boosting their defense budgets. They are preparing for a post-US arrangement or scenario in world affairs. Japan is also building up its own defense budget and defense capabilities. Korea already is very substantial. Australia is also looking at opportunities where it can become a more credible player. So all countries are preparing for a post-US order. What the Gulf countries are doing, but they buy American equipment with no intention of really using it. Buying American equipment basically enables them to bribe the American industry and make it their strategic partner so that they are able to make the American president feel good. He's getting, how Donald Trump says, jobs, billions dollars a year, billion. They're even talking $1 trillion. None of that money exists. But for the moment, they please the American president. In the case of Japan, there is another aspect which we must look at. More and more, the old traditional democracies are shifting towards populism, and that to right-wing populism. So you find it is true of Europe. Now, and in the United States, it's already in place. Hard right-wing populism. Many countries of Europe are coming up. Democratic governments are concerned very deeply about the challenge from the far right, so they are adopting some of the agenda of the far right in that regard. It is in this context that you not only have a political and defense and security related churn, you have domestic issues in almost every country that is a democracy. So you have that as a source of grave uncertainty, and many countries are now pandering to this. For example, issues relating to immigration, race, faith. What happened to that liberal order? We never saw any evidence of it. It just disappeared in front of our eyes. And you have the rise of xenophobia and jingoism.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.